Okie dokie. Welcome back to Yashahime Half Princess Half Demon Anime Review, episode number 10. This I'm reviewing the 11th episode of the series, Man Eating Pond. Yes, that is seriously the name of this episode. Well, Curse the Man Eating Pond. Yeah, originally I was not looking forward to this one because the way that the preview for this episode did not really interest me very much, but since I continue watching the series and I love this franchise, check it out. And it's a heck of a lot better than what the teaser teased. Okay, the episode picks up not long after the events of last episode. I would say a few hours, where they're basically to think about what happened last episode, where those two twin demons when they died, and basically Toaha experienced some kind of familiar bond, which is kind of odd because it was Setsuna who felt that, not her. Not sure what the heck that was about. And then we see Morha making pancakes with the modern Japanese technology. Yes, how do I know about this? Because I've seen Asuka use our YouTube channel. Yes, it's basically a portable burner that she basically puts a frying pan on and makes pancakes. And she doesn't eat it properly. Now, normally the way you eat pancakes is that you put, well, some people like to put syrup on it, or butter, or in some cases, I've seen some people do this, put peanut butter on it, or just eat it with your hands. That's simple how you eat pancakes. Also, you cut them up into pieces. That's what I do anyways when I have pancakes. And Morha does the very stupid thing of eating all three at once. And she nearly chokes, which that part is true. And she's like, "Oh crap, I need a drink. Oh, there's a pond I drink." And basically, Toaha, not stupid, decides to run over and stop her and say, "Don't drink it. That's muddy water." Which that part is true. You should never drink muddy water because it's disgusting. I personally have never actually tried it, but I don't want to do it at all. And then basically, while Toa and Setsuna are basically looking away, also Setsuna basically first time we see her in this episode, she's playing the violin. Nice fact she does it. It does about 3 times in the episode itself. She does it like halfway through and toward the very end. So, and then Morha sees that there is a demon, like some kind of demon ate a bird, like the pond's alive. And of course, Toa and Setsuna don't believe her. And then of course they get contacted by Kohaku. First time ever in the franchise he's seen not in his Demon Slayer outfit, which that's interesting because not since he was younger that they've not seen him in his outfit, because every time he's seen the series he's always in his attire. Here he's wearing his civilian clothes for some reason. As far as I can tell, he's still the head of the Demon Slayer Corps, but my guess, because they're in Demon Slayer Village, my guess is also they must have built up the Demon Slayer Corps over the course of the past about 15 years to get as big as it is currently, because when they first introduced, almost all of them were killed at the start of the series, accidentally by Kohaku and, of course, by other demons. And we see briefly Kohaku's nephew in the episode. He gets a few lines, but that's it. And then they figure out, okay, so Morha was telling the truth. Okay. Also, Morha does pretty much almost nothing this episode. Like, next we see her, she apparently is cleaning a room. Yes, cleaning a room. And the shippo standing basically is watching her. Miyoka's in this episode, and he contributes nothing. Normally he's there just to express exposition or explain about a demon. Here he does a little bit of that, but not much. Basically he reveals something that about this is because, well, they're both the daughters of Shunryu during the action battle itself. So then they go back to the lake, and then of course, well, then they've come across 2 little kids. The older of these 2 siblings, a brother and sister duo, want to take out the demon in the lake in order to avenge their late father. Of course, Setsuna stops him, and of course Toa decides to see. Well, she sees that, well, the little sister basically has got a scraped knee, so basically she gives her a piggyback ride back to their house. She puts antibiotics on her knee, and it puts a heart-shaped Band-Aid. And, like usual, nobody in this world knows anything about freaking Band-Aid. They just wrap around bandages. Puts it on, like, nobody's taking it. It's fine. It's just a Band-Aid. It'll heal perfectly fine. And then we see the grandmother, who looks a lot like Coyote, just with a slightly altered look. So, by the way, Coyote's been absent last episodes. She's probably still back in her village. Yeah, they really don't really explain it at all. So, they explain what happened, the fact he plays something similar to a violin. Of course, Setsuna plays the violin briefly. The kids are crying, of course, because they're remembering their father. And then they decide, and we have Setsuna sit outside because she can't sleep. Toa wants to go to the next sister, but she's like, no, go back inside. I'm like, what, she got a cold? Yep. And the very next day, they decide to go demon slaying. And of course, Moraha basically is wondering where the heck these two didn't come home last night. Are these three living together now? At a house? Like, okay. This is actually the first episode they revealed that apparently these three live together now. Okay. So, they take on the demon in the lake, which apparently is a venom snake, which that snake looks very familiar. It looks like something that Rocco basically is known for using. But this demon, along with their demon, are demons that were supposed to be used in Final Act, but they weren't used at all. They were basically just unused demons. So, and it turns there are two demons here. There is the venom snake, and there is the actual demons, like man-eating demon thing. And they also revealed that Setsuna and Toa are immune to two toxins. Toa is immune to mist, while in the case of Setsuna, she's immune to actual poison. With the poison stuff, which, that's interesting. And then they kind of basically pick their opponents. Setsuna, of course, takes care of the water demon, and of course, Toa takes care of the venom serpent pretty easily. And of course, despite the fact there's actually a bounty on these two heads, the body is destroyed, so they can't exactly collect the bounty on it. Then Setsuna plays the violin one more time than the episode. And, well, that's pretty much it. Aside from a little bit of character, a little bit of basically really like two immunities related to this, it's not very much of series progression episode. It's not one of the Monsters of the Week type of ones for this series. I gotta say, it's a lot better than last week's episode. Yes, because they actually freaking kill a demon this episode. Demon itself is not very interesting at all, but it's nice to ever use a demon basically with used before, which kudos for some writers doing that. So I definitely say this episode was definitely better than last week's episode, which was 10 episode series. But I have heard some spoilers that apparently 15 does explain some stuff that people have probably been asking since the start of the series, like what happened to the original cast, and who is Toa Setsuna's mother. Oh boy. That'll probably come out in just a few weeks. Yep, 4 episodes from now, we're finally going to get to that. Yep, the next episode is going to be interesting. Oh, yes. Next week's one is basically Toa going black hair. Interesting, which I'm looking forward to that. Yep, so at least that indicates the next few episodes, we're going to get some interesting stuff. We're probably going to get some actual character. We're going to get something interesting next week. Hopefully, we get a chance to see Kohaku in action. Because here's the thing when it comes to this series. With the exception of the pilots, a lot of the time Kohaku does nothing. It's mostly just the 3 girls doing something. Because in the case of Richard, despite the fact he was there occasionally as a recurring character, at least he did stuff. In this series, he's done nothing. Seriously, can you think of anything the guy has done aside from giving people orders? I mean, his nephew has done not much of anything since basically... Well, since Toa showed up in the past. And it's been kind of been implied he might have a thing for Setsuna. Might. But I personally wouldn't mind it. I'm sure Toa would mind the fact that a fellow Demon Slayer has a thing for her sister. Yep. One thing I did notice this episode is that apparently Setsuna is slightly taller than Toa. This would like Toa being the elder sibling. That's something unusual, basically, with younger siblings when they grow. Sometimes the younger sibling might be slightly taller than the older one. This is something unusual, basically, what I've seen in even in real life. Basically, it's like this. Yep. Yeah, but otherwise, that's pretty much it for this particular review, and that's it for this because I don't have time to do any other videos because it's getting late and I have to go to work tomorrow. So expect the reviews tomorrow for Fire Force, Quintessential Quintuplets, and Case Closed. Epic Series review videos tomorrow, plus possibly a comic corner or two. Okay, see you next video. Bye.